I got a live feed. All right, doors are open. All right, we are live, just waiting for the tribe to show for Wind Down Wednesday. There's Jean. Hi there. Oh, welcome. You are the first one in the door virtually, so you get the virtual best seat in the house. So welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Wait for some of the other tribe to check in. Good to see you. Week's going well, Gene. Doing good here. Got new strings on both guitars, and I'm getting buzzing on my cutaway right down here. At the saddle and the bridge. It's, I don't know, I think something's coming loose, so I loosened a few of them and made sure they were properly seated, and they were, so it's annoying, that buzzing. So I restrung this one, and so I'll be playing on this. Got to get the other one into the shop. But it's all good. This one I bought from Steve Poltz. It's got his signature. I had him sign it for me. So I looked at this as an heirloom, not selling it. So he did. So I got it restrung. So we're gonna be on this guitar. Trying to avoid the damn virus. Oh no. I know. I just read all the reports of that thing just running rampant. The only silver lining I've seen from the science is that at least the symptoms don't seem to be, they seem to be mild, not as drastic, but it is a super spreader. And kids will be kids, so can't keep them in the corners of the room. Yeah. Steve was awesome. He was, when I was working in South Carolina, he was playing a show at this little club about 90 minutes away in North Carolina, so I drove up to see him. And he just was unloading a bunch of guitars, and he had this one on stage, and he said, I just got this back from Taylor being serviced. It sounds so awesome. And he said, I'm going to sell it and some others if anybody wants it. There weren't very many people in the audience. So I immediately went up at the first opportunity. I said, how much you want? I'll take it. So he, I think he held on to it for me. Yeah, I didn't have any money with me at the time, so his recording engineer at the time was handling all of that stuff, the merch and everything. So I think when I came home for Christmas, I drove all the way to San Diego just to pick this thing up from him. Went to his apartment, he signed it for me. We played a couple of tunes together and stuff, and then I got some coffee and drove all the way back home. A true Pulse fan will not even blink an eye at that and go, but of course that's what you do. So I got a picture of him holding it before and after it was signed too. There's the proof. It came from Steve-O. Well, it looks like it's just you. I did go a little early. It's 6 after. We'll give it another minute, and then we'll just play whatever feels right. So I do have some new strings. It's tuned in regular tuning, so it's not the drop down tuning I've been using. Definitely a functional keepsake, you know? Yeah. So it's probably this, obviously the microphone on the iPhone is not, you know, it's not a $25,000 recording mic, so you're not going to be able to hear the differences. But there is a different sound from this guitar in my 714, my Cutaway. And it's just got a nice kind of broad, brighter sound to it. So yeah, so I've got it. So we'll be playing this one and get the other one in hopefully tomorrow for service. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So it's only right that I break in these new strings on my Steve Poltz guitar with the Steve Poltz and Jewel song. Hey Steve, awesome, good to see you here. I hear the clock, it's 6 a.m. It feels so far from where I've been. I've got my eggs, I've got my pancakes too. I've got my maple syrup, everything but you. Brush, break the yolks and make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots off the mirror, don't leave the keys in the door. I never put wet towels on the floor anymore, 'cause dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will see. You were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Called my mom, but she was out for a walk. Consoled a cup of coffee, but it didn't want to talk. So I picked up the paper, it was more bad news. Our hearts being broken, more people being used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, it just wasn't the same, 'cause it was happy and I was sad, yeah. It only made me miss you so bad, 'cause dreams last for so long, and even after you gone. And I know you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, I could go about my business and I'm doing fine. Besides, what would you say if I had you on the line? Same old story, not much to say. Hearts are broken every day. Hey. Brush my teeth and put the cap back on. I know you hate it when I leave the light on. I pick a book up and turn the sheets down, yeah. I take a good long look around. Put on my PJs and hop into bed. I'm half alive, but I feel mostly dead. I try and tell myself it'll be alright. I shouldn't think any more tonight, 'cause dreams last for so long, and even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. There's the opening number. Z, I was just telling Gene that I put new strings on my cutaway, and I got some buzzing down here at the saddle and the bridge. So I bought 2 sets of strings today, fortunately. So I restrung my my Steve Poltz guitar that I bought from him and had him sign for me. So kind of my backup, or my tune-down guitar. So brand new strings, so they take a little retuning sometimes. But this one has a nice rich sound. It's not my go-to performing guitar. It's kind of not even my backup, it's an alternate. I just use it for different tunings and stuff. So for 1 or 2 songs, or 3 sometimes. So anyway, so I'm on my 500 series Taylor. So I had to open up, bought this from Steve several years ago, so I had to open up with a Steve Poltz song, and I'll probably do some more. So, Amy Clum's here. Hi there. Hello from Ohio. So good to see you. It's been a while. Nice to see you tune in. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, we're just getting started. And let me see. Tell you what. Oh, good to see you, Amy. I was wondering how you've been. I know you've been all kinds of busy. But I do think about you a lot, and hope you're staying warm back in Ohio. Been looking at all these weather reports and snow in places, lots of it. So good of you to be here. Just busy, I know. So it means a lot. You all take the time to check in when I know you have busy lives too. I'll bet it's chilly. I remember visiting. It was awesome, but cold. That's what cozy dens are for, by the way. So yeah. Let me do some more Steve Poltz. I love this one. So this was Steve. He wrote this in Australia some years ago. So here we go. 1 minute left on my calling card. I was halfway around the world and it was raining really hard. And I only had a couple of aspirin and a half a can of beer. So swallowed it down for courage, but it was still pretty hard to hear. I only had 3 words that I wanted to tell you. But it would be easier if you were here and I could smell you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, I scrape my knees and make mistakes. And I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I get soaked in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. So I ordered 4 cans of Tuies and I set them on the trunk. Had a long conversation with a hopeless drunk. And I only had 5 tickets and 6 new friends. So one of them had a hissy fit and drove off in her Mercedes Benz. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, I'll scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I'll get drenched in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. So we played 7-card stud, and I had a royal flush. I took out your picture and started to blush. So I only had 8 lives, most cats got 9. So I skipped out on the bungee jumping just this time, just this time. So I only had 10 chances to say I love you. Words are falling, I don't know. They drift, they pass, they melt like snow. I know I may be a flake, I scrape my knees and make mistakes. I may lose, but mostly win. Sometimes I'll get soaked in sin, but I fall right back into your arms again. Hey, I'll collapse into your loving arms again. Yeah, I fall right back into your arms again. All right. Double shot of Steve Poltz on this guitar that I bought from him and had him sign for me in his apartment in San Diego. And while my other one gets in the shop, hopefully tomorrow, I have this one, so it has a beautiful sound, brand new strings, just strung up about an hour ago. So thanks for stopping by. Let me check in. Amy says, such a cute song. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, that's a pretty song. Gene, so for those of you that have been following this story, so I wrote this, just the first song I ever recorded and released on digital platforms, so on iTunes, Amazon, all of that. So and then I hadn't played it in like, I don't know, 3 years maybe. And my friend Gene loves this song, and so I fortunately unfortunately I forgot most of it, and then I scrolled way back through some years ago to a Facebook Live, and I had recorded myself like a 48-minute set, and I played this. So fortunately, between listening to the mastered version and then watching myself, which was weird, to relearn a song, I relearned this and started playing again last week. So Gene, here's what's funny. That video of me in my home studio playing that song was on this guitar. So for some reason I had already set this guitar to the different tuning so I wouldn't waste time. I can't do that tonight because my other one's got some string buzzing going on. But since since I just put new strings on, and this was the one I relearned the song watching myself play it on, I thought I would do that. So yeah, I'm glad you're still here. Aloha! What's up, Dave? My brother on Maui. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. So Gene, I'm going to play Her Morning Eyes. On the guitar, I watched myself play to relearn the song on it. So, actually what happened is I was tuning up my cutaway this afternoon to rehearse this, and I broke a string because they were getting old. So I had to go get new strings. And so anyway, so here's the first song I ever released. You can go to YouTube and watch it. Called Her Morning Eyes. Gene loves this song, so I thought he would play it. And got some new strings so they will not snap. And so here we go. there you go. As always, I love to play a song by request before it was requested. So that's my original, Her Morning Eyes. So yeah, so I liked it. I played it on this guitar, the one I had to relearn it on, so that was funny. All right, let me get retuned. And then I'll get caught up in check-ins in just a second. So these new strings are getting nice and stretched out, which is great. That's what they need when they're new, to stay in tune. Oh, Gene says, love rewatching your piece about meeting one of Elvis's bodyguards. Oh, yeah. That was so cool. Oh, you're welcome, Z. Oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah. That was the first song I ever recorded and released digitally on iTunes, Amazon, and all that. But you can go to YouTube and just type in Her Morning Eyes and my name, I think, and it'll come up. CD Baby is they're the company that I had my physical CDs printed through, and then they released my digital package kind of around the world. So it's just out there buried somewhere. But yeah, so that's the song. It took me over 20 takes to get it right, and I have pictures. It was in the middle of the summer because I had to turn off my air while I was recording, and I had pools of sweat this big underneath my chair, and I took pictures of them because I had to get it just right. But yeah, that's called Her Morning Eyes. So I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I do too. I haven't played it in a couple years. I had to relearn almost the entire thing. Fortunately, I had a YouTube, I had a Facebook Live from years ago. I had to scroll through all my videos on Facebook, and I found it some years ago, and I performed it in the middle of a set. And so I kind of watched myself play it on this and listened to the master version. So I taught myself how to play my own song again that I'd mostly forgotten, but I got it back now. So I'm playing it again and keeping am true to my word. I said I would keep that in a rotation on my set list, Gene, because I know you like that, and we'll definitely play it again whenever the next live show is with the in-studio audience. We'll play it. I'll play it live for you. But so there you go. I love that little song. I definitely don't want to forget it again. So Gene, back to that story. So as you know, I volunteer with Musicians on Call. Right now, of course, we haven't been in hospitals for a year and a half, maybe longer. And so we do bedside music. There's 19 chapters across the country. Musicians on Call is based out of Nashville. So before the Phoenix chapter was open, I was visiting and staying with my friend outside of Nashville, and I had seen a little, like on CBS News or something, they had a 2 or 3 minute segment about Musicians on Call doing bedside music, and it featured Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish and all these other people. And so I contacted them, and they didn't have a Phoenix chapter, but they did have one in Nashville. So when I visited my friend, her girlfriend's plays awesome country music and had a guitar, so I borrowed her guitar, and without even auditioning, because you have to send in an audition video and all of this, I called and talked to them, and they just went to my website. I think I had my website at the time, saw that I was legit, and they just let me go and volunteer at a VA center because I'm a veteran. And so I did. It was so cool. They just approved me like over the phone after looking at my website. And so so I went, and then you have a guide who's trained that takes you around to the rooms, and the guide goes in and asks if you've liked some live music. And so we got to this guy's room, and that nurse, or the guide told me that, said, they didn't say he was wacko, but they didn't believe, they just thought he was kind of losing his mind. And this guy sat on the edge of his bed, and I sat in a chair and talked to him. And the video is just a short version. And I said, I heard you're an Elvis fan, so am I. and would you like to hear any Elvis music? And this guy just went into this long story. He had all these details about, he was with Elvis 16 months and so many days, and he was taking karate at the studio in LA, and that's where Elvis went in and pointed at guys and said, you, and you, and you, and pointed at him, and that's how he got to be a bodyguard. And he was backstage the night that they got word a bunch of guys were going to rush the stage and stretch Elvis. And so that's where his bodyguards, Red West's cousin Sonny was part of the Memphis Mafia. All those guys in an instant stepped up and kept those guys from rushing the stage. And this guy was backstage as a part of that group. And he had all these details that were, I mean, he was totally coherent and lucid. There's no way that could have been a made-up story. And he wasn't like, oh, you know, bragging. He was just matter of fact. He knew all these details about Elvis and how long he was a bodyguard. And I came out of there an absolute believer. I believed every single word of that guy's story. And I was just, yeah. So they asked us to record. Musicians on Call said, hey, record a story, and you can't mention names or any of that because of HIPAA rules, but your favorite story as a musician, and that was the one, and it still is my favorite. And so that's where that just popped up again, and I went, oh, I forgot about that. So I just shared it because I recorded that several years ago, and I probably have new friends now that have never seen that video. But that's how that happened. And so I usually just do one song, and I did like three or four Elvis songs, and he was clapping on the edge of his bed, and oh, it was just, it was really cool. That's the rest of that story. So I have a good time with that. Hopefully when all this is done, we'll be back to room-to-room music. Amy says, good thing, and you're a good teacher, and is a good student. Well, thank you. You must be a good student to be a good teacher too. So yeah, that was true. Is an Elvis story. Hi, Kels, welcome. Good seeing you here. So Gene, that's the rest of that story for Musicians on Call. Yeah, Z, that's how that came about. That was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Okay. All right, so I just did that one. Oh, I had something else I wanted to do that I haven't done in a while. I was trying to remember. It didn't feel like a Muse thing where she's like, do this. It just came to mind, and then I forgot it. It'll come back to me. Let's do, oh, Z's here. Yeah, so Z, on Sunday, was it? Yeah, on Sunday, I played a bunch of Jim Croce stuff because that was the anniversary of what would have been his 79th birthday. So here's a quick story. Z, after I left the plant, I spent 2 years out consulting. So my first contract was in San Clemente. And I drove down to San Diego, and that's where I bought my Taylor Cutaway. And they let me sit and play with it for like an hour. The lady would come in and go, so how are you two getting along? And I was like, this is the one. I really like this guitar. They were awesome. It was a family-owned music store in San Diego. And right before I bought it, I drove up to this music store just north of me in Orange County, and they carried, I was looking for Taylors because that's what Steve Poltz played, and which I ended up buying, and they had Taylors. But I always was wondering about playing the D28, which is the guitar that Jim Croce played. And so it's a Martin, and they're handmade in Pennsylvania, American-made guitar, Martin guitars. So so I drove up to this store, and I was looking, and I was telling the guy, yeah, I grew up really influenced by James Taylor and Jim Croce, and Jim Croce played that D28, and the guy goes, just a minute. He comes out and he brings out this sealed box from the factory, and he cuts it open and he pulls out a Martin D28. Other than from the factory, never been played. It was in perfect tune, and I sat and played Have to Say I Love You in a Song, Jim's song, my favorite Jim Croce song, on that Martin D28 in perfect tuning from the factory. I was the first person outside of the assembly people that actually got to play it. and I felt so honored. And so anyway, this isn't, I don't have a Martin, but I do have a Taylor, and I have new strings. And so while we're telling stories, and Monday would have been Jim's 79th birthday. So I did a Jim Croce set, but since I'm playing this other guitar, because my strings are buzzing on the other one, I'm gonna play that Jim Croce song that I love. Well, I know it's kinda late. I hope I didn't wake you, but would have gotta say can't wait. I know you'd understand, but every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda strange, but every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. I know you'd understand, but every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kinda late. I hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I just gotta say. I know you'd understand, but every time I tried to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. All right. In honor of the late, great Jim Croce. So I'm Jim Croce with my new strings on my Taylor 500 series. Z says, that's awesome. Amy says, oh, great story. Yeah, that was really cool. I still kind of want to get a Taylor one day. They have a different sound. Martin. I love the sound of these Taylors. They sound like a bell, is the way I've always described them. But if you see pictures of Jim Croce, they did some studio shots where he had his mustache and he's got like one of those thin cigars out of his mouth, and he's sitting on a stool, and he has like a black or a dark colored t-shirt with a pocket, and he's got that Martin. That's the guitar. It's called a D28. I don't know anything else about their lines. I just know that one, and it kind of looks like this. It's a dreadnought, so it's got a lighter colored blonde face with a pick guard. You'll see it. Those are just epic photos, and I love some of those. And that's the guitar. That's the model. So I've always wanted one, and I might get one one day. So all right, let's do another request before it's requested. So another original. I'm going to do 3 originals. I'm going to end on an original. So don't go anywhere. So, all right, so here's the last song that I wrote. Let's hear how this sounds on this guitar. When the daylight breaks in, I'm drowning in my bed. I've been adrift all night with you, swimming in my head. Touching hands, but we ain't talking. grab my boots and I go out walking on a sunshine day. Make my way downtown and I'm passing by your place. The only peace I found is at the altar of your grace. Ring your bell, say if you're home. It ain't well to be alone on a sunshine day. I wanna close my eyes, heal your bruise and steal your blues away. Time's on our side, ain't no need to hide, babe, just cast those fears away. On a sunshine day. Now many friends have come and gone, and times will change, but a heart wants what it wants, this truth remains. Every door has got its key, just open up and come with me on a sunshine day. Yeah, we got time, wash those worries away, just drinking these words I say. On a sunshine day. There's this truth down in my soul that you can't shake. It's a vow I've cut in stone, no one can break. And it fruit can turn to wine, and every rose blossoms with time and a sunshine day. Just close your eyes, it ain't no thing, I'll sing your blues away. Everything's fine, it's safe outside, babe. Hey, what do you say? Ain't no need to hide. Set your troubles aside, put your clouds away. Just come on out and play. On a sunshine day. 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 Woo! All right, my second of 3 originals tonight. By request before it was requested, which I love. And yeah, so that felt really good. It has a good sound on this guitar. Oh, Kels with the butterfly. Thank you. Thanks, Amy. Yes. Sunglasses in the sun. Thank you for that. I take that as a sign of approval. do love that song. New strings, so Give me a second. Let's just get retuned. They take a little bit of finessing when they're new to, even though I pre-stretch them. All right. Amy says yes. Hey. I was trying to think of that other song. Something I hadn't done in a while I was going to play. It's not coming back to me, but oh well. Let's do. Yeah, this is that song I was. I've told that story a lot, but the song I was listening to while I was healing when I experienced that terrific car crash. That by the grace of God and Mercedes engineering, side airbags saved my life. So my knee was healing with screws and staples and everything. I had pulled this up on my laptop. I was doing some research on healing frequencies of music and all of that, and I took a break from that, and this was on the soundtrack to that Gwyneth Paltrow movie, Country Strong, and so I listened to it. I was in tears, and I remember saying, as soon as I'm well enough, I'm going to learn that song, and I did. So it can be anybody's song, really. It's, yeah. So the words were poignant to me at that time. So I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to play this. When the stars line up and you catch a good break, and people think you're lucky, but you know it's grace, and it can happen so fast. We're a little bit late, and timing is everything. You know, I've had close calls could have been me, and I was young when I learned just how fragile life can be. I lost friends of mine, guess it wasn't my time, and timing is everything. And I could have been a child that God took home, and I would have been one more unfinished song. And when a rhyme, it seems as hard to find, that's when one comes along just in time. Well, I remember that day when our eyes first met. You ran into the building to get out of the rain 'cause you were soaking wet. And as I held the door, you wanted to know my name. And timing is everything. And I could have been another minute late, and you never would have crossed my path that day. And when it seems true love is hard to find, that's when love comes along just in time. You can call it fate, a destiny. Sometimes it really seems like it's a mystery, 'cause you can be hurt by love or healed by the same. And timing is everything. It can happen so fast, or a little bit late. And timing is everything. find Steve Flowers. The patriarch of the family that owns the coffee shop I used to play at would say, after I played that song, he would go, "I believe that's true." So, and I have to agree. Oh, I know. Dave is here from Maui, who was so kind to put me up last end of January. I can't believe it's been almost a year. Through February, while I took my Lomi Lomi ancient healing style of Hawaiian healing style of massage I took there on Maui, and so Dave put me up, and so I wanted to do a little Elvis music. So this is from Blue Hawaii. Ku'i po, I love you more today than yesterday, but I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. See the sweet Hawaiian rose, see it blossom, see it grow. That's the start of our love. Ever since we said hello, Ku'i po, I love you more today than yesterday, but I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. As the years go passing by, we'll recall our wedding day. I will be here by your side. You'll always hear me say, Ku'i po, I love you more today than yesterday, but I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. Ku'i po, you're my Hawaiian sweetheart. Ku'i po, you're my Hawaiian sweetheart. All right, there's a little Hawaiian music from Elvis's Blue Hawaii. And thanks for Dave for checking in all the way from the island of Maui. Way out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Good of you to come. Thanks all of you for joining in. I'm going to end this set on my third of my 3 originals that I was playing tonight. So this is a song. So when I mentioned that's what cozy dens are for, to deal with all that snow that folks back east are dealing with. So a cozy den it was, where this tune first came to me. So so I wrote this for Amy, so I'm going to end on this. When you go to sleep at night, remember to let your soul take flight. But if you drift away too far, I'll ride a moonbeam to where you are. The stars are calling, and I am falling. As you lay your head to sleep, counting heartbeats instead of sheep, just breathe my name and call me there, and I'll sprinkle stardust in your hair. The moon is calling, and I am falling. If I could lay down to sleep, praying the Lord your soul to keep, the night is calling, and I have fallen. So sleep you well, my turtle dove, you'll forever be my one true love. Oh, there you go. I love ending on that because Amy checked in tonight. That makes me happy. Thank you all for checking in, for all your wonderful comments, for inspiring music. Amy says, always beautiful. I'm going to be buying my parents' house. Oh, so I have a different cozy den. I'm so happy. That makes, I know it makes your heart 10 times happier than mine, but that makes me so happy to know that. Oh, and I know they are there, and they are so happy and pleased, and I'm sure they help facilitate that, massage that process, as it were. So, oh, good for you, Amy. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. That's a beautiful home. That stuff your dad did in that house was unbelievable. What a genius he was. And your mom, such a loving soul. So, and you got both of those genes. So, that's so awesome. Z, thanks, man. You're quite welcome. Thank you all. Kelsey, thank you for checking in. Dave, Gene, thanks for being here. So nice to see you all for Wind Down Wednesday. I'll get my my 714, my cutaway Taylor, into the shop so that we can get rid of that buzzing that came out of nowhere as I put on new strings. So fortunately, I live my life by, I always have a backup plan for everything. So as it turns out, I've pretty much given away all my other legacy guitars to my daughter and sold other stuff, but these are the main two, my two Taylors. So I've always got a backup just in case. So we'll always be able to keep the music going. And brand new strings, and I got to play some originals on there and finished with that song. So that made me happy. Yep. So you're welcome, Kels. I know you like Sunshine Day, so by request before it was requested. I love that. And I'm the cherry on top of our Wednesday. Oh, that's funny. Well, I've got that COVID-15, so I'm a very heavy cherry right now. So, a merry cherry and a little heavy cherry. So I would, if Wednesday was a cake, I would fall through it. But I've been getting back in the gym, so I'm feeling good about that. And so I get 1 or 2 workouts in, and my muscles still respond, even at 61. So I'm in the early stages, but I'm getting I have fitness for massage therapy, but I'm getting that kind of muscle fitness back. So I'm feeling good about that. So anyway, but thanks, Gene. The cherry on top of our Wednesday. I'm going to have to remember that. I trust one of you or several of you will, and we'll type that in on occasion just for fun because it made me laugh. So, all right, gang. Thank you, my tribe. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving, as I've said, man, music's got to breathe. It's got to live. And actually, that was a quote from Eddie and the Cruisers, too, where Eddie was showing a young guy about music, and it's got to breathe, it's got to live. And it was the space between the notes that made all the difference. And all that stuff is true. So if there were no one here to listen to it, it would just be me. So thank you for giving me a reason to practice and show up here 3 times a week for you. That's what it's for. And thank you for being my audience and my tribe. And as always, namaste. The divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Thank you for keeping yourselves healthy, keeping your immune systems bolstered up. Thank you for being part of my tribe. And I will be back on Friday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Fiesta Friday. Have a great rest of your hump day as you glide down toward the end of your week, and we'll see you then.